Before I start with this video, just know that these two women are so beautiful and they haven't done anything wrong, in my opinion. Um, and I believe Jessica Reed. I believe everything that she said. And, I always say karma comes or you reap what you sow. Everyone, it comes for you when you do something wrong. It can be 20, 30 years down the road and it will come for you. And Mr. Charlamagne the God is really a damn demon, in my opinion. Well, he likes to go after other people and judge what they're doing. Well, even though people deserve a second chance, they deserve to live their lives after they have done something wrong and they have, served their time, made their penance, apologized, whatever the case may be. Everyone deserves a second chance. But I agree with Ms. Jessica Reed that he re-victimized her over and over and over every time he spoke about it. And then he made money off of her suffering when he wrote a book. According to her, it's full of lies, okay? So let's get to a decision of our own as the public. It's in the public, so we have a right to give our opinion, right? All right, listen up. So Tasha K is a really successful YouTuber. She the news yesterday that Charlamagne the God is being sued by Jessica Reed. And don't get it twisted, his wife's name is also Jessica. And they actually look very similar. This girl, well, she's a woman now. Jessica was only 15 years old when her mother allowed her and a friend or a cousin, female, to go to a party. According to Jessica, Charlamagne was like one of her best friends, and he convinced her mother that she'd be safe with him. He said that there would be other girls, according to her, at the party. It was just a regular party, right? So, according to Jessica, once they reached the party, they realized that she and the friend of hers, they were the only two females at this party. They were, according to Jessica, once again, they were given some sort of drug that the friend was throwing up and sick, and Jessica could not move her body, but her mind was still going, right? But she couldn't move her legs, and she was just, out of sorts. And so two friends of Charlamagne the God. Now, all of this is per Jessica, okay? So I'm just going to tell you the story like I remember her saying it. Two of his friends took her upstairs to a bedroom, and she says that Charlamagne violated her. He raped her. He was 22 years old at the time. She was 15. And I'm going to let you guys hear Charlamagne talk about it in a little bit, okay? But I just want to tell you guys that Tasha K broke the news yesterday that Charlamagne the God and iHeartMedia, iHeart, the big radio media, they do podcasts, radio, everything, okay? They are being sued for sexual assault, battery, defamation by Jessica Reed, you guys. And if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, I'm going to leave a link for you guys to go and hear what the exact charges are. I don't know how Tasha K got her hands on it before everybody else, but those are, assault, SEXUAL, assault, battery, defamation. That's what she's suing for, and she wants a trial jury. She wants the jurors to hear the evidence and then make a decision about how much money she deserves for everything that she has suffered. This guy, you guys, has talked about this, before. I'm going to let you hear him talk about it. But in his rendition of what happened in 2001, he's making it like she was a groupie and that he didn't touch her and that, she was willingly engaging, SEXUALY, engaging with other guys. And then she went berserk and started screaming. But according to Jessica and the charges, that isn't what happened. She ended up at the hospital having a RAPE exam done. And there were charges filed. But Jessica's mother didn't want to put her through that trial. She sent her out of the state to be with family in New York, according to Jessica. And Charlamagne took a lesser charge of contributing to the delinquency of a minor. So let's get to the part where he is speaking about what he did. Okay, hold up. You guys, this is him speaking, okay? Listen to this. Look at this. This, in my opinion, you are so fugly, dude. Oh my gosh. And I wouldn't be saying this about him because I mean, look at him. He was miserable in his own skin, which is why I believe, my opinion is, he really did it. And listen to this, okay? And then I'm going to let you listen to him say it again to DJ Akedemics, but it was kind of different, okay? So listen.
This girl real drunk, and
that sentence sounds a little fishy.
I got her drunk. And I didn't just get her drunk. I remember I went to the sex store and got Spanish Fly.
Oh, so you raped her?
Shut up. Spanish Fly. They sell it in the sex store. I'm telling the truth. They sell it in the Spanish store. I had the fucking.
They sell knives at the store too. You could put that to a girl's throat and have sex with it. That doesn't mean it's illegal.
So I put the Spanish Fly in the E&J. We drinking the E&J and shit. So in my mind, I don't know if this shit really worked, but I felt like I got horny as a motherfucker too.
Listen to this disgusting animal, you guys. That's the best way I can describe him. Because he is clearly admitting that he took advantage of whoever he's speaking about, okay? Continue.
Right. So she was drunk as shit, and we had sex and shit, and like a lot of.
Remember, this is a 15-year-old child that he's speaking about when he's talking about this, and he was 22 at the time. He said he was 20 in one interview, but Jessica says he was actually 22.
My boys was trying to come in the room and fuck her. I'm like, nah, chill out. I can't. We're not doing that. I'm not gonna let you run the train on it. That's rape. Yeah. Okay.
No, what you did was RAPE because you intoxicated her by your own admission with Spanish Fly.
The one that ain't right.
Yeah, so the next
trains are right.
So the next morning she wakes up. And we talk about it. And she's like, what happened? I'm like, oh, we had sex. She said, okay, well, I'm glad it was you. Then a couple days later, she's like, yo, are you sure I only had sex with you? Because one of my stupid ass cousins was going around saying he fucked her, which he didn't.
Okay.
I know for a fact he didn't. Okay. I was that old.
So you know for a fact he didn't because it was you, right? I'm just asking a question.
He did not fuck her. Yeah. He looked at her naked, but he didn't fuck her, right? So.
And that was also a violation. Looking at her while she had no clothes on, she was naked, and she was intoxicated with what you admitted to being Spanish Fly.
I'm telling her, no, me and you just had sex. Nobody else did nothing. So it just was weird that she was like, well, I'm just glad it was you. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm like, yo, you could have been in a real bad situation if it was another motherfucker there.
Compliment, man. A girl just said, yo, at least you raped me.
I didn't.
All right, you guys. So he's talking with DJ Akedemics right now. I'm going to let you hear the differences in the stories. I don't know who he was speaking to in the first video of him, speaking and saying that he gave a woman Spanish fly, which we now believe to be Jessica Reed. But listen to how the story changed when he spoke with DJ Akedemics.
I don't do that shit. I'm scared of that kind of shit. I done had a rape charge before.
Oh, for real?
Hell yeah, I'm scared of that kind of shit. I don't even play them.
You got like a charge? How you beat that?
Because I didn't do it. It was a criminal sexual conduct with a minor charge.
All right, now we know that he's speaking of Jessica Reed. And you guys, I have to interrupt every few seconds so that I don't get in trouble with YouTube. All right, let's go.
That mean you would have to like register for this.
Yeah, I was.
Right?
It was the year 2000, 2001. I think I was like 20. I was 20 years old. My cousin had just graduated from high school, and he had got a scholarship to Penn State University. And I had a party, and I had all of these chicks at a party. Like I was doing overnight.
Okay, in Jessica's version, she and her friend were the only two girls there. So he's already lying because I believe her. So in my opinion, he's already lying. So let's get it.
I was working at D93 then. So I had all these chicks there that I met through radio and, chicks that my dude had known. So I used to always see this chick with my dude. So I bought, I invited her to the party. So she was at the party and shit. She got drunk, high, whatever. Something happened in the room with a couple of my dudes.
All right. Did you hear that? He said something happened in a room with a couple of his dudes. But in the previous video, unless he's done this to many women, okay? In the previous video, he says that he gave this woman Spanish fly and had sex with her, in his opinion, but that was RAPE, right? And that she asked the following day, did his friends touch her? And he said no. And so she said, well, I'm glad it was you. Listen to the contradictions in this, but you can tell that he's talking about the same person, or at least in my opinion.
I'm asking them, did they mess with the chick, after the fact, after she pressed charges? And they was like, no. But they was like, yo, she's bugging. I remember the night of, they was like, yo, she's in here bugging out. She's kicking over the TV and she's trying to set shit on fire. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I had left. So the next morning, I'm hearing she said she got raped. She got raped. So I go to the hood to ask what happened. They like, yeah, my cousin who had got the scholarship, yeah, he's in jail now. What you mean he's in jail? He's in jail. They said he raped the girl. I'm like, yeah.
So he's saying that someone told him that his cousin was in jail, and this is why he's going to go to the police department.
Get the fuck out of here. I go down to the jailhouse, talk to the detective myself. No, they had no one for me. I just told the detective, like, hey, look, I take full responsibility for anything that happened in the house last night.
You gonna take the case?
No, but I told her, I said, as far as I know, because I asked around, did anybody bug up? I'm like, yo, nobody got raped. Yada, yada, yada. They didn't even have my cousin in custody. My other cousins was fucking with me because they was mad they didn't get invited to the party. Hate.
Listen to that. I mean, wouldn't you automatically think that it's a lie? Right? Oh my gosh. What a despicable, garbage ass person.
Ass motherfucker. So my cousin wasn't even in custody. So I went down to the jailhouse for nothing. So I'm like, I take full responsibility for everything. I bought the alcohol. And he was like, well, you're not even of age to buy alcohol. And I'm like, well, how'd you get it? Well, I got a crackhead to get it for me. Whatever.
They went out there copping out pleas with
you. They had to do shit. Yeah. So 2 weeks later, they come and arrest me for criminal sexual conduct with a minor. So I had to get blood and hair follicles.
Oh, for you going out there to initially explain it?
They ain't had nobody else.
So you guys, Jessica said that he didn't have to give any DNA or anything like that. You guys can go. I'm going to leave a link for you guys to go and listen to her interview. and she had the paperwork to back it up, you guys.
Depending on. So being that I went down there and took full responsibility, lock him up.
Did it get through? You got indicted on it and everything, or?
Now I went to court. They reduced the charges to like contributing to the delinquency of a minor because I had to give blood and all DNA samples, and it wasn't me. Whoever touched it wasn't me.
So you guys, that is where you make the connection in this story that he just told to DJ Akedemics, that he was charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor, and that it was a lesser charge. So I completely believe that he did what he's accused of.
Didn't get no jail time over that?
Nah, I got like probation, like 4 or 5 months probation or something like that.
Man.
Something like
that's so. I mean,
so that's the reason I don't play those games with females.
Right.
I don't play.
So you guys, he basically ran his mouth in interviews. In Jessica's opinion, my opinion, many people's opinion, he ran his mouth in these interviews telling different stories, but she was being re-victimized every time he said that it was a lie, and every time he lied about what happened. So, and also she's going after iHeart because she says that they allowed him to continue to make money with, tell these stories. They helped him promote his books and all of that. So stick around. We're going to read an article about what happened with the woman that he married, his wife. Her name is also Jessica. Very quickly, this is an article from Essence back in 2020 where, let me read it to you. Charlamagne the God, this is from October 23rd, 2020 in Essence. Charlamagne the God has responded to allegations that he raped his wife the first time they had sex. In a recently resurfaced interview shared by the Star Report, the Breakfast Club co-host admits that he and his wife agree that he raped her the first time they had sex. I'm married to my wife, Charlamagne says in the audio clip. Me and my wife dated for a whole year. She would not give me no PUSSY. Me and my wife hung out one Saturday night and she got sloppy drunk and passed out in my mama's house. And I got that PUSSY. She was FUCKING me back and all that, but she was really drunk. I asked her yesterday, did I rape you the first time we ever had sex? And she goes, I mean, in hindsight, yeah. So, you guys, right? Oh, well. What do you think? What is your opinion on this guy? I think that he's slime and he should have to pay her for her suffering. Let's talk about it in the comments.